ladies, it's me, Tony Bomboni, ASMR. Welcome back to another video. So, before this begins, if you could tap that red subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, and tap all notifications so you can check out new videos from me every single day. It's free, so that's all you need to do. I also have a website called TonyBomboni.com, and some of that's free, but there's some stuff you gotta book if you want more extras, and it helps support this channel. It's a great way to support this channel. I always say my bookings, like tarot reading, Reiki healing, etc., are the best, hands down, the best way to support this channel. Alright guys, so Poopsies have requested me to bring back soda pop with ice while I talk about anything, so today's topic is inflation. Cheers. Okay, not cheers to inflation, because ain't nobody want inflation around, okay? Let's not cheer to that, but cheer to still being alive, still being around, still being blessed anyway, even with inflation. Sorry if I look kind of little dazed or sleepy. I just had to drive my family to the airport. Alright, so let's begin. How am I dealing with inflation? And this was also requested. How am I handling inflation? What am I doing to tackle inflation? What am I doing to make the most of it? Just what am I doing in general? Like, how am I still functioning? How am I still going? Alright, so to be honest with you, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Am I doing it right? I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows, actually, so I'm not here to give my opinion and act like I know it all, okay? Because even those people, those YouTubers who are like saying they know it all and do this, invest in this, buy this, do that, take it with a grain of salt, okay? So, because no one truly knows the answer, okay? No one knows how high it's gonna go, how far it's gonna go. I definitely don't believe the numbers being reported. I don't believe any of that, okay? I think it's much worse, for sure. I see it. I get sticker shock every week. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and I'm like, yeah, it's much, much worse, okay? Because they don't count food and gas, okay? If you count food and gas, it's like most people be saying over 21% right now, okay? So, and again, that's within the last year. That's not counting, some say monthly, that's within the last month, some people say. So, yeah, like, people have been holding on to the same old low number, 8, 9. I don't buy that nonsense, okay? And, yeah, it's way worse, okay? This has been going on for 2 years. And it's just been slowly adding up, so, yeah. If you look back at old prices, like from 2 years ago, it's actually like, some products are like 300-400%. Like, yeah, so I cannot compare it and say, one way or another. All I can see is that, yeah, prices have gone up with everything. Now, I personally haven't raised my prices on anything, on any of my services. And that's because, one, I want to be fair to people who are dealing with a lot of price increases. I don't want to be that guy and charge more just because it's happening, I feel like I have to, reach people more and take accountability for my services and stick to a rate, right? Because inflation's been going on anyway all our lives, but it's definitely been raise my price for a long time anyway. But one day I may have to, especially if it doesn't go down. If it plateaus, I still won't change it, but if it starts to like hyperinflate or like exponentially rise, that's a problem, and I definitely will have to go up on prices. But for now, I can't believe I'm still in like the second half of 2022. I made it this far and I still haven't raised my prices. I'm trying to do it as long as I can, and yeah, so now, last year, I think I made like 30 or 35% more than the year before. So to me, that was beating inflation. I definitely beat inflation because obviously, 30 even beats 20%, right? So in an essence, I still gained 10%, right? If you subtract 30 from 20, I still gained 10 to 15%. So, to me, that was an accomplishment, right? Because normally, you'd want to gain, maybe as a business, at least 5%. I don't know. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give business advice. So, I didn't really feel the effects that much. I was seeing it, but I didn't feel it last year that much. But it still freaked me out, for sure. And, yeah, this year, I have no idea. I'll have to wait and see, but it's definitely been harder because I've been going on all these trips, and everything has gone up dramatically this year, so I probably will feel the pinch this year. I'm pretty much feeling it. Let's put it that way, okay? I'm pretty much noticing it. I don't need an annual review to go back and check to know that, yeah, it's definitely gotten much worse this year. No doubt feeling it. There's people I've heard that are like, I don't know, making six figures right now, and they're feeling it, okay? They're noticing the change, they're noticing the difference, and I'm not surprised at all. I'm really not surprised, because I see it myself. So, yeah, that's a problem, right? So, to me, one way of tackling inflation is to have a side, what they call a side hustle, okay? And that's where you work your full-time job, or if you work multiple part-time jobs, and then you have an extra additional side hustle, okay, on the side. And that helps, for sure, that helps. I didn't do that because I already have a lot of side hustles going on. Sorry, I'm next to my bird. I decided to film in a different location. This is my random assortment table, I call it. Because it's just a random table in my house with random stuff. I'm like, yeah, so it's called a random assortment. It's like a work of art. But anyway, when I do this with my head, it kind of looks like I have a weird bushy haircut, doesn't it? A pineapple head. Yeah. How do you deal with inflation? Cut people's hair into unique, creative ways, like pineapple haircuts. No, I'm joking. But seriously, like, yeah, you have to get creative in these times because it's so confusing. You don't know what to do. So, like, a lot of people got excited at first, like last year especially, because their bosses or whatever, like, raised their salary like 7-8%, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then they look back and they didn't make any more than the year before. In fact, they probably lost 4 to 10% on that gain because of it, how bad it was, So you have to pay for food and drive to work, and you have to pay gas. Thankfully, I don't have to pay gas. I don't go much of anywhere, so it's very minimal, but I did feel it when I, was doing all these trips and stuff, so riding back and forth. I don't do that now, so, like, the second half of the year will probably most likely be much better and give me the opportunity to, put aside more, because, yeah, and I didn't even want to do those things, but, when you're with someone, it's like, you kind of, like, almost have no choice, you're just doing what they're doing, and, yeah, but, like, much more responsible. And yeah, that was kind of, I was like so frustrated for a while because, you know, I knew it was coming, because we all see it coming. We don't know exactly what, but yeah, and I wanted to do better, but it is what it is. I guess the great year last year made up for it, didn't it? But yeah, guys, another way to deal with inflation is living with someone. I'm living with my brother now as of November of last year, so that helps. That extra check helps. Okay, yeah, to go to your mortgage, like that sliced my mortgage payment in half, just like that. So it's a huge relief, and you know they share. Yeah, it's even a bigger relief if, you know, someone can share on your utilities as well, like electric. I notice is going up like crazy, and if it helps with the water as well. I didn't notice any change with water. In fact, it's probably less now, but again, there's some things that are less now than before, but most things I've noticed are definitely more, like without a doubt. My dog just wanted to say hi. Paco showed up out of the blue, so he's here to say hi, guys. He misses you so much and he loves you all. How you doing, buddy? How are you dealing with inflation? He's indifferent. He is indifferent because he knows I'm the one buying him dog food and regular food like chicken. Yeah, your eyes diverted when you heard chicken, didn't it? You love chicken. He misses his mama and his brother, Danny, my brother. They both just left to Illinois. I dropped him at the airport, so yeah, he kind of looks sad, but he'll get over it. But yeah, like I said, get you a roommate. Now's not the time to be prideful and arrogant. Now is the time to humble yourself, to sit your butt down on the chair, do the math, budget, get serious about your finances, because again, from someone who the last 4 years has been doing six figures and above, I can tell you we're feeling it, okay? Like, yeah, seriously. So now's not the time, in my opinion. Again, get you a financial advisor to help you out, okay? But I'm just a YouTuber. I always say, I'm just a dummy. I'm just a stupid YouTuber, a young kid who doesn't know what he's talking about. And this is just for relaxation, entertainment, whispering purposes, only for sleep. Okay, that didn't even make sense. You know what I mean, okay? Talk to your advisor, don't talk to me, okay? I'm not here to give you financial advice, but I'm here to give my opinion, okay? It's just my opinion. Alright, I have to disclaim that. So, my opinion, don't buy that new car. I still have my same car of 5+ years now. Could have easily got a new one. Chose not to. Obviously, I could have got 2 new ones by now if I wanted to. Chose not to. You know, like, you have to really sit yourself down and say, I'm going to reevaluate my life choices, my decisions, so I can sleep more peacefully at night. Okay? So, you know, heck, I could have easily bought a new house if I wanted to too, you know? Could have sold this one and got new. No. You know why? What's the point with these interest rates, right? Like, you wouldn't even... Heck, I mean, everything's so expensive. I probably would have been approved for a shack. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so darn pricey. Like, everything's overvalued, overpriced. Definitely not worth the true value. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. I think my value, like, over tripled. I'm like, this is not even funny anymore. It doesn't even make sense. So, like, why would you, in my mentality, it's like, why would you sell, get all that hard-earned equity money into a new home, and then it's like, it just, like, if it's so expensive and you have such a high interest rate, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me to pay like 6%. So, I feel very fortunate to have gotten this with very, very low interest rate at the time when I bought this. years ago almost. And same with the car, like really, really low payment. Right now, average rent in America is $2,000 a month. Average car payment is $780 a month. I don't even pay half of that for my car. Yeah, like, that's the kind of car you want to get. Like, even if it's a junk, even if it's used or old, you know, honestly, like, some days, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm looking around at even my neighborhood, my community, and all around the streets. I'm like having to swallow my pride because I'm driving around. I'm still in my 2017. And I'm seeing all these Audis and Mercedes and Benzes. And I'm like, it made me feel a type of way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and look at me sitting here. But it's better to feel that way than to be crying yourself to sleep at night because you're worried you're going to get repoed. And trust me, been there. That happened to my family. It was traumatizing to be a kid and get your parents' Mercedes and van taken away. Oh my gosh. And even more traumatizing is foreclosure. Like, you've been through it, been there, done that, even to the point where you have $50 left and you're wondering where your next meal. So, yeah, that, I think, the pain of that, it really teaches you a lot, you know, it humbles you, it teaches you a lot. So, you know, never again am I going to buy something to impress someone. Never again am I going to, you know, try to appear like I have something that I don't, right? So, especially when you work hard, you don't want to lose everything, you know, so, you know, I even considered having my family move back in. Like, honestly, the first couple, 2.5 years, I was living mortgage free because they were paying them, like, you know, so, it helped me a lot. And so that I'm weighing my options. Obviously, you know, if things get worse, I will swallow my pride and, you know, gladly, and they're open to the idea, gladly give them the keys to come back in. And, you know, I don't have to stay here all the time. At that point, if that happens, you know, I could still do a little traveling from time to time, hopefully, unless we're like talking 500% inflate, then obviously I'm gonna have to really humble myself and, like, yeah, start making a bunker, right? Or sleep in my car. No, but seriously, it feels, I'm joking about it, but it's not funny. It truly is humbling. It feels like we're getting to that sometimes because I'm at this point, guys, it's not even funny. Like, I'm weighing all my options. I'm weighing anything because I see these people going around with their $800 Mercedes car payments, $1,000 BMW payments, and then end up I'm like, you know, you could have got a roommate, paid $1,000 in rent, and then got, I don't know. It breaks my heart, you know, but unfortunately, that's the price some people are gonna have to pay when that time comes, and they're gonna have to go through what I went through, you know, if they're not careful. And I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, because, you know, there's some people that really will make it fine. You know, this is not like doom and gloom. This is not, you know, negativity, like that's gonna happen to 100% of them. No. But the way things are going, it almost appears that way because, well, I won't talk about it, but some of you know. The number 2030 comes to mind. Just saying. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so, moving on. So one other way I am preparing for that is, which, I mean, in my opinion, is sooner than we think. I think it's next year. That's my opinion. That's what my psychic nerve says, at least. But I'm the crazy one. Anyway, gold and silver. Wealth is not getting a paycheck and saving it aside in the bank. Wealth is investing in assets, investing in commodities, tradable goods. Heck, at this point, wealth is you buying $100 worth of canned food and stashing it in a bunker. That's wealth. You know why it's wealth? You know why it's wealth. You can barter, you can trade it. You are gonna buy that money, use that money to buy food to eat anyway, so it's wealth. It's like having $100 in your account, or 100 cash in your bunker. Y'all, I wish I knew how to build a bunker. I'd use this property next door to do that right away. Alright, gardening is something a lot of people are doing. Okay, that's a great, excellent way to fight inflation, because then you don't have to go to the grocery store to buy food as often. Self-sustainability. Now, why gold and silver? Food is the obvious part. Why gold and silver? Held its value for over 5,000 years. It's been a currency for over that long. Bitcoin, only 10 years. 10 plus years. I don't know. US dollar, only 100 years, 200 years, whatever. Not that long. Gold, silver, like, you can't even think that big. Like, yeah, so, it's obviously backed by many currency as well. So, obviously, they rely on it. It's wealth, it's currency, right? It's the earth's currency, it's God's money, right? As they say. Now, I like to diversify, so I have some in assets, some in investments, some in stocks, some in gold, silver, some in just hardcore regular cash sitting aside. There's other stuff as well, again, like perhaps some valuable stuff you could do is like artwork or certain types of furniture, because if everything's going to keep going up, buy what you need now, because you're basically going to get it at a discount. So if that means you don't have a car, and you buy your first car now, and you can afford it, do it while you can, because it's probably only going to go up. Now, I know some people's claim and allege, again, this is all allegedly, that the cars will go down. Sure. Houses will go down. Sure. Okay. Do what you believe. My opinion, get it now while you can. That's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. Okay. Some of you know where that's from. That's my opinion. I like saying it. It's addicting. Okay. So that bag of potato chips, $1, then $1.50, then $2. Would you rather get it at $2 or $1? Yeah, so same principle applies with anything else. So use that logic wisely, because if we really gonna be ending up, as they say, with nothing, you better have something now. Alright. So, as I enjoy this Pepsi, I'm here to tell you that's how I'm preparing, diversifying some cash, some gold, silver, some assets, right? Like, asset maybe could be your house, maybe not. It's half and half. Your house is kind of an asset, but not really, especially if it's not paid off. If you're renting it to someone, maybe it is, but if it's not paid off and you're living in it and you have a high payment, and if that value go down, it ain't an asset. Okay, so treat it as such. Buy a land, buy a property, pay it off in full, because then you only owe the property taxes. Some argue it's not really yours because you still owe taxes every year. Okay, fine. It's yours while you have the documentation to say it's yours, But yes, you still have to pay so you don't have a lien. Now, don't expect gold and silver to be going up as people originally claimed it to be, okay? That didn't come true. It might never come true, alright? Because people are going to be needing that gold and silver. The reason why it didn't go up is because a lot of people didn't expect what was going to happen. And they ended up selling their gold and silver, causing the value stabilized. Like there's equally people buying as selling. So it kind of just plateaued and didn't go anywhere because, yeah, obviously people are going to need to sell their gold and silver to survive, pay their bills, whatever, unexpected things. 6 months of savings, okay? 6 months aside of your bills. Okay, so if you have $3,000 a month in bills, which is like, as we all know, a miracle nowadays, times 6, you better have $18,000 put aside, okay? That you can have in cash or sell or something, like, yeah, so just as a security blanket, preferably just strictly purely cash, so you wouldn't have to ever sell your commodities. Everything you need, from clothes to food to things you think will break, have an extra supply and buy now. So if you have an extra supply of cash on the side, buy it. I would not go into debt and put it on loan or credit cards, okay? Now's the time to be doing that. Now's the time to pay off those credit cards. That's exactly what I did, pay off the loans and just wait it out, because we don't know. Day to day, we have to take everything nowadays day to day, okay? Gas skyrocketed and then it fell a bit, right? We don't know. Everything is unpredictable as ever, now more than ever. Everything used to have predictability, even in the stock market. Now even that's questionable, according to my opinion and slash observation, allegedly, but this is what I'm saying. Do not rely heavily on that to save you. The markets do not rely heavily on flipping homes to save you, right? Like, even people who used to do that, they see it's allegedly not working anymore. We thought even that rate hikes would have helped. That allegedly isn't. We're having every month record after record percent. So it makes you think outside the box. The blessing is that now that you have gone through this and survived, if things do stabilize and become somewhat normal, we know normal ain't coming back. Okay, she done passed away long ago. Not funny, but yeah. Anyway, we have to make light of a situation that's dark, correct? So there you go. Have at it. Laugh all you want. Pause this video. Feel free to laugh. Continue. Okay, so let's continue. Now that Normal left the scene and Crazy came and replaced her. Crazy's like, okay, I'm gonna cause havoc on y'all lives, but when Crazy passes away and some sense of normalcy comes back, you're gonna have so much priceless, valuable knowledge about finance and all that you went through. And if you survive this, you can survive anything. And that's what excites me, is that there's still that small glimmer of hope inside that things will someday somehow have some sense of normalcy. I still like to remain positive and think that way, I still like to think every day that, even though nothing is coming back to what it used to be, I somehow still see a brighter future ahead, no matter what. And, we have to do the best we can to make it the best we can. And so, form that community, okay? That's going to be so important, especially if you lend someone money. They're probably going to help you back someday. So that's almost like you're investing in others, and that's valuable as well. Don't keep all your preps and things in one place, including money. So I would definitely recommend you stashing away at someone else's place too, in multiple places, underground, storage units, like anything you could think of, that will be spread out, just as you spread out your assets online, you spread out in the physical as well, okay? And that's my personal preference. I don't like to keep everything virtual, because if that goes in a power grid or, solar flare and emp, then it's like gone. Your wealth is gone like that. So I personally do a mix, okay? Again, diversification, not all eggs in one basket, and to ensure that the sustainability is for thinking for the long term, okay? Discipline, that's another thing I'm doing. I've definitely had to cut back, and so I'm not traveling anymore. I decided zero travel for at least the next several months. I could go years easily, but when you set goals, you have to set them short term at a time so that you can reach them. If you set a goal too far ahead, you're never going to get there. So that's what I'm doing. My plan is long term, but I'm thinking in the next 5 months. It was originally a 6-month goal. Now already a month passed, so 5 months. So hey, even the fact that already a month passed, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so easy. My family went on a trip. I didn't go. I'm choosing not to, because that extra $500,000 for that 3-day trip, I'd rather have sitting there. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, they say with inflation, you don't want to keep and hold your currency like that in cash in a bank, whatever, is because it's gonna lose its value. But you need some, okay? You need some to pay your bills. You need some to survive. You need some for emergency, okay? Like if you have a health crisis, you need enough to cover the deductible, right? So you always need some. So make sure to work hard to get that sum so that you don't have to worry, okay? Because we're already going through a stressful time. Why contribute more stress in your life, okay? I know it's tempting to buy that new car. Trust me. Thought of that. Heck, it's tempting to buy a new piece of furniture. I'm holding back. I'm holding back. You could have the credit available to do it. You could have the money to do it. Hold back, because you're going to be much more at peace when you realize that you don't have to make those monthly payments, okay? And it can be hard to see it now, and again, I'm contradicting myself because I said buy it when it's cheap, but don't buy anything at all. So it's a contradiction. Again, that is the contradiction of what we're facing in today's world. It's confusing, so you have to trust your instinct and do what's best for you. How about this? Half the things you're tempted to buy, wait off on. The other half, go buy them now while they're still cheaper. Okay? If you really can't make up your mind and your hand is itching to spend. Alright. Treat yourself once in a while. Buy yourself that ice cream. Buy yourself that new shirt. But don't go buying a plasma flat screen television because you felt like it. Now's not the time, in my opinion. And if the power goes out, you're really going to need that TV. No, I'd rather storable food. TVs, expensive handbags, cars, all same category. You can't eat it, you won't need it, alright? You can't eat it, you won't need it. Unless you don't have a car, then I recommend you get one now, because, yeah, that's going to help you. Preferably a hybrid, where you can do electric and gas, I'm just saying. But I know they'd be expensive, so you know what? I say that, though, because, what if there's no more gas, right? Then you have at least electric. What if there's no more availability of electric? Because grid down, then you have gas, right? So that's why I say that's preferred. In my opinion, that's what I would rather do. Maybe for the next car, but they do be pricey, so I'm not telling anyone to do nothing, okay? Alright, so let me think other things. I'm doing my best, let's put it that way. Still budgeting, still planning, still saving, but I'm playing it safe right now. I'm not taking any other risks or investments that I normally wouldn't do, because a lot of people are having a lot of bad investments right now. Remember, during the Great Depression, it produced a lot of millionaires. So focus on the blessing that suffering can bring. Pain in itself is a blessing in a way, because it teaches us a lot, and it teaches us to be stronger. And I feel like I've grown more now than ever, and became stronger than ever now. What gets my mind off stuff? Exercise, working out, eating healthy, listening to motivational, inspirational messages, but also educating myself, still going, still working. Now's not the time to leave and quit your job, and a lot of people think, because of inflation, that it's not even worth it, so they just quit, and then they're just doing their own thing, and some people are not even setting prices anymore. They're just whatever you want to pay, because inflation is so bad that I don't even know what to set my prices to anymore. I don't recommend that, because then you're still losing. Because what if someone gives you $15 rather than $150? You're losing, right? And you're wasting your time. Time is money, so you gotta think of it that way, in a business mindset almost. Realistically, so that you can have food to eat and have a roof are facing homelessness now, evictions, their moratoriums ended, their stimmies ended. Like, it's be tough, okay? It'd be tough. Yeah, so, I don't know why I said it like that. It's tough, you know what I mean, okay? I'm weird, I'm sorry. I'm just weird. Just stumbling over my words, but I hope this helped you guys, and I hope I didn't forget anything, but that is how I am looking at and handling inflation right now, because that's all the best we can do is what we know, and just to keep going and not give up, because you're still going to get far ahead after this, and you're going to end up way better off, and you're going to pat yourself on the back when it's over, hopefully, if ever. Thank you so much. I love you all so much. TonyBomboni.com for your own services. And I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, tap that bell, and hit all notifications. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.